What a wonderful soul. I can't wait for everybody to meet him.
It's gonna be really great. Yeah.
We don't get a lot of good souls.
No, they've all been the worst.
They've all been the worst comedy people in the world.
Yeah.
It's usually
that's recorded.
Oh, this is being recorded. All of our guests are wonderful.
That is true.
Yeah, this is a torturous podcast, though. So
it is.
Takes a brave soul to come on this thing.
We need that. Yeah. In these dark times, we need a bright soul.
They're all brave souls.
Clear out you need a bright spot. Speaking of bright spots, I bought, Aubrey, you told me about this bug light. The one that plugs it. It's really like compact, cute. We've had it forever. I can't find it because we're renovating the kitchen and the guys left the windows and the doors open because they were bringing in all this stuff. And now our house is like Lord of the Flies.
Oh no.
I know that's a bad analogy, but
yeah, they eat kids in that one, right?
There is a Ralph in there too, right? So
I think.
Do I get a rock pushed on top of me? I don't think I read it, or it's been a long time, but something happens to Ralph, I think.
Yeah, that might be. I think there is a rock. Someone is crushed. Is there a character named Piggy? I haven't read it since middle school.
Piggy, yeah.
There's
a Ralph in the Simpsons version. I remember that one.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Simpson, man, 30, what is it? They're going on like 40 seasons, right? Or something like that. It's ridiculous.
Something insane.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know, but those people are very rich.
Yeah.
Very rich. I think they have like Minority Report, that the movie where they have the precogs in the tub that are telling the future. I think they have that too, because the Simpsons have been batting 1,000 in terms of predicting the future so far. Yeah. I want whatever they have.
Money.
Don't we all? Also, Ralph, if you need me to walk over a Dynatrap, I can unplug mine in the backyard.
Oh, you're very sweet. It's here somewhere. It's in a box somewhere, and I just need to find it. I don't know. How's everybody doing this week? Good?
Good. Pretty chill. Yeah.
It's 98 degrees outside.
It
always.
Is. Yeah. And the air quality's still not great here. Keep getting those warnings, baby. But I still sat out in my backyard for hours because I do not care about my lungs or stomach at all.
Obviously.
Go big or go home. YOLO, they say.
Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of sitting outside, but not when the air is still.
Oh, fair.
It's like, yeah. I don't know. It's like sitting in a waiting room or something. It just feels like, I don't know what I'm waiting for. Death.
Ominous. Yeah, it's ominous a little bit.
Ominous, yeah.
There was a breeze today, but I don't know if it's just because I have like these weird weed trees in our backyard. Like they're just weeds that keep growing, but they have and they have these like, they look like monkey ball. They're filled with like red goo. So we always like cut most of them down. Yeah, they're common in South Philly. I'll take a picture of the weed tree.
I worry for your safety. Please don't play with that tree.
Yeah, don't feed it.
Well, it's growing in the alleyway behind our cement backyard. And whenever we cut it down, it immediately grows because it's a weed tree.
Yeah, that's going to eat you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seymour. Those little balls turn into Seymour. So
you have to check if there's a pod that has something growing inside that looks like you, because then
there was
Aubrey, it's the same concept.
There was a little heartbeat last time.
Oh man.
Aubrey too.
Watch
out.
Yeah.
Listeners, please, the next episode, concentrate on what Aubrey's saying. If she sounds different, we'll know. She's been replaced.
She has a much lower voice and is just saying, feed me. Maybe we should be concerned.
Don't worry about me.
She actually likes the food we're cooking. Dead giveaway.
Oh my God. Can't wait for the musical in my South Philly square backyard. It's going to invite people. It's going to be performance art.
Oh boy. Speaking of inviting people, we scored a big one, another big get this week.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Let me tell you what this guy's done. Not only is he an actor, he's a comedian, producer, he's performed on 6 continents. I'm assuming the last one is not North America. So we'll talk to him about that. His television credits. He's been on Boardwalk Empire, The Sopranos, Private Practice. He's been in a bunch of movies like Life Happens the last 5 years. And you can hear him in the new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse movie. Ridiculous. Biggest get we've gotten so far. He's a stand-up comedian. He's toured all over the world. And most importantly, he's the founder and director of the Easterseals Disability Film Challenge. Folks, please give it up for our guest, Nic Novicki.
Yay!
Yay!
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
I hope I did you justice.
It is. You did justice. And you know what? To be honest, I have actually never performed in North America. So that is the one thing that I am trying to, I got to get out here.
Antarctica was great, but North America,
that's actually my home base, Antarctica. It's where I live. It's where my mail gets sent.
Wow.
I would hate to be your mail carrier.
I hear
every week they're like, oh man, another letter.
Yeah, they really don't like me. They're pretty frustrated with me.
Can't win them all.
Yeah. You know what? The mail system's not great. It's fine. They'll deal with it.
It's not as bad as it used to be. It was, remember when during the beginning of the pandemic or something, it was really bad. Yeah. It's gotten better.
And that's not on them either. Like that's totally not on them. The conditions are crazy, but it's it's hard.
That guy's still the head of the post office? The guy with the big mug?
The Joy?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Don't know.
Great.
I have no clue.
If he is or if he isn't, he actually is the one that delivers my mail to Antarctica for me.
Personally.
You heard it here first.
Why he's never at work.
That's
I think the first question is how much do you love food? What brought you on the show?
I love food. It is my thing. It forces me to swim a lot because as I am 3'10", I I love to eat, and you gotta kind of stay active and all of that. But yeah, no, I love food, and I love that this is a show about exploring food and cooking. And I would assume, based on just my disaster in creating on my side, that there becomes a lot of comedy involved in in cooking with funny people. And
you gotta laugh or you cry on this
show.
Yeah. Are you a big swimmer?
I am. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love to swim.
Do you have a favorite stroke?
I actually used to be we used to be a backstroke swimmer, believe it or not, and all kinds of stuff. I used to compete in the Dwarf Athletic Association, and we do all these things, and and now I'm like old, and I just try to, whatever hurts the least is my stroke of choice.
Welcome to being old. We have a blanket waiting for you. Yeah.
I know. I just rejoined the Y, and I love to swim, but I'm not a good swimmer or a trained swimmer. So whatever will not make my heart go crazy or my neck and shoulders like die the next day, that's what I'm doing. So usually like a little butterfly.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually the hardest one. The butterfly is like that's like you're training like a Navy SEAL.
Wow. Okay. I need to.
That's what I told you. You didn't listen to me. Okay, I would like to go on record by saying I am not an athlete, clearly, and I was like, Aubrey, I think that's the hardest one. Why don't you just do the breaststroke? That seems easier. She's like, no, I do the butterfly to cool down. I was like, I don't think that's how it works.
Let me inform you that I have never been trained in swimming. So
neither have I.
But so I actually believe I do the breaststroke, but I do a thing that's like not any like professional swim person has ever seen it. So I'm just calling it what your brains might identify it as. It's just like a real lazy. It's a real lazy.
Do you know what the butterfly is?
That?
No, that's the breaststroke. Have you watched the Olympics?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, over.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You like hurt your shoulders.
Yeah. I do a little bit of column A and column B.
All right, your own stroke.
I've done no professional swimming in my life, and I took an adult class at the YMCA like 3 years ago, and I'm pretty sure those teenagers did not know what they were doing. So I rock a butterfly, but it's not a good one. I do like that one though. I'm Limmy, so like I'm like Stretch Armstrong, so I feel like that one's like the least crazy for me because freestyles, like I'm not fit, so all right, on to food.
I'm very awkward and I don't float for some reason. I've tried floating in a pool and I just don't. So I'm very careful when I go in the water because I will sink like a stone. It's because I'm so ripped. I'm dense. I'm dense with muscle. You can only see me from the shoulders up, but trust me, folks.
You're full of cement.
Yeah. Heavy.
Oh my God. We should all go swimming one day, and then you can see how little I know about actual things. I'll GoPro myself next time. I'll get your notes, okay?
Thank you.
Oh boy. Nic. Nic is
you regret this yet?
No, are you kidding me? I love this. We're talking my favorite things: food, swimming, Antarctica. I mean,
We hit 'em all.
Male.
Male.
Is it true you have to wait a half hour before you go swimming?
I don't believe it. I think it's been. I try to eat in the pool.
My hero, Nic. If I knew that were an option at the Y, I don't think I can get away with it, but try it.
Best poolside food.
I think chips and guacamole. You know,
that's a winner.
Yeah.
It's kind of messy though, because it requires like, water could get in to the guacamole or salsa, so that's the only, so you have to, it's an art form. You got to like stab the chip and not drip into the, dip.
Yeah.
Are you a coater or are you a big glob of dip? Like I like to coat my chip and not necessarily get a glob of it on there.
I don't like to coat, but what I will do is sometimes I like to do a little mix. I take one chip, I'm gonna do a dip. If I get too much, I'm taking another chip and I do a little mix and match.
Oh, genius.
Any dips you would not eat with a chip?
Ooh.
I'm lactose intolerant, so I quickly anything that looks like it's creamy, I basically don't eat anything that's like white. And I'm like, that looks like there's milk in there.
Yeah.
Very good call. How about you want to move on to the recipe? See what we're eating today?
Today we're cooking Ned's potato pancakes. Real simple one. We got 3 or 4 large potatoes, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 tablespoon flour, and cooking oil. So keeping it simple.
And no dairy.
No dairy. You can dip these in applesauce, which doesn't have milk in it, to my knowledge.
Did you do the applesauce today?
I did some applesauce because I wanted to see if it was good.
I think that was a bridge too far for me, the applesauce.
Yeah.
How did they turn out for you, Nic? Good? Oh, right.
I fear that I may die as I eat this.
Oh, no.
This may be the last sighting of me.
Oh no.
We're so honored.
A couple of things. One, I don't know if we're able to jump right into like problems that we had along the way.
Yes, please.
Yeah, yes, please.
So I got the potatoes. That was the easy part. Right. Then we get into salt. I had Himalayan salt. It was pink, which could be why mine turned pink.
Oh, that.
And I used, I don't know. A tablespoon is a hard thing. A teaspoon, tablespoon. I'm like, I just start measuring and like, I don't follow rules like that. My wife is a much better like rule following cook. I'm like, 1 cup is easy. I know we have that. Everything else is like a spoon, and I try to pour things into it and everything just goes over it. So I think I threw a ton of flour in. I used olive oil instead of cooking oil. So also I feel like that could have been a little crazy. And then I mixed the egg, but I did not mix all the other stuff together because I threw the potatoes in, which I also didn't dry. There was like a dry potatoes. I don't know how you dry potatoes. I feel like that's a crazy art form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shredded potatoes are impossible to dry. I also had a bunch of like water in the pan because I tried to drain some of it, but then I like kept doing it and nothing would come out. And then I looked in and there was like a puddle of water underneath.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, potatoes have so much water in them. And oil, speaking of oil, pro tip, olive oil and vegetable oil. Vegetable oil is much better to cook with because it has a higher smoke point than olive oil does. So olive oil keep for like bread and like salad dressing and after cooking. Vegetable oil for cooking.
So I also only had
a lot of people only have olive oil. Yeah. You can still do it, but it's just gonna smoke a lot quicker. And it's gonna
it's not burnt at all. It's like no.
It's like new.
It's just straight potato.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't mix it well enough. So I was like, I'm gonna burn this thing. I feel like that's my safest chance to live. It looked less pink and like scary looking as in the once it got cooked down.
That's a good rule too. I like to like make sure the outsides are burnt because then it's like a little safer. Should we dig in? I'm going applesauce on the first bite. Going giant.
Or you're not going to try it by itself first just to get the...
No, I did it by itself first. It's actually good. It just tastes like cold hash browns to me.
I wonder too, is flour in a lot of potato things? That seems to be the crazier part of it. Everything else, eggs and potatoes rolled together, salt, oil. The flour, I was like, that's the part where I'm like, am I gonna die because I didn't mix this?
I mean, I don't think flour will kill us. We've eaten a lot of it almost raw at points. My cheese, I made a cheese dip and it was like basically a bowl of flour. So yeah, I think you'll be okay. It doesn't make sense though in this recipe because the egg glues it together, right?
Right, the egg is the binder.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine, as everybody knows so far, my kitchen is under renovation, so I don't have a cooktop. So I've been baking everything in my toaster oven, and these turned out like muffins. They are very cake-like, and it adds a different dimension of mouth experience.
Mouth experience.
Trying to be. That's what we should have named the show.
Mouth experience.
Back to one.
That's a great name. Now, like a great 80s rock band.
Oh, that's mixed up.
Add it to the list. Although I feel like if our podcast was named that, we might get some like people in corners of the internet. Mouth experience. I don't.
Yeah, that's true.
We might invite. It's a Nancy Drew cookbook though, so I don't.
Oh yeah, tell us about what story this is based on. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, who's Ned?
So Ned is her boyfriend. Ned Nickerson is her boyfriend in this, and he appears. He just like shows up and then he leaves. Like they don't really have a fully formed relationship, but he'll like take her out on dates when he feels like it. It's real.
A real man.
A real man. A real 1930s man. But yeah, so this is just based. This is named off of Ned Nickerson, Nancy's boyfriend. So he's in, I think, most of the books. This might be him on the cover. I tried to get one with like a cover with some, like a man on the cover because it's all Nancy and her like two friends.
That looks like a dude named Ned.
Yeah, I feel like it could be Ned, but the thing about these books is like, you can't really tell based on the drawings of who looks like who. You just know Nancy Drew because she's iconic. But in this one, she has like red hair and there's a robot behind her.
Oh no, that's Ned.
That's Ned. That's Ned.
She's dating a
We
robot?
figured it out.
Yeah.
We cracked the case. I'll read this one next. It's 48, so it's not next in line for me, but that would be great if Ned was that robot the whole time. And Shan, I'm gonna give it to you. Prophetic.
Speaking of dating, Nick, do you have any fun date stories that you feel comfortable sharing?
Ooh.
Date stories. I've been married for so long. I feel like now is like it's like my brain is like, do we have a babysitter? I'm like so old with like it's like we're just visiting my family, so it's like so nice to like have like a built-in family babysitter where you're like, hey, you like our daughter, you want to hang out with her, so we leave and go out.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know, involving food or just
sure, if so, but if not, just something fun that pops up.
Yeah.
I'm like, I am getting so boring. It's like as I'm starting to like answer these, I'm like, we went to the movies and we ate food. They validated our parking, I'm like
now we're talking.
Oh yeah, there we go. Hot date.
That is a hot date. Validated parking.
I was like, I've been with, my wife, whose name is Teal. We've been together since 2009.
Whoa.
So it's like,
wow.
It's, for so long. I feel like the fun, like dating stories are like right when you start to date. And then it becomes, you're like buddies, basically. You're like, oh, let's hang out or let's go. I don't know. It turns like you become all of a sudden, once you're married past, we're 8 years. Yeah. We're like the grumpy old men. Like the two of us are like the neighbors that like go out together. We're like, we have a baby. No, she's amazing. Wife is awesome. We have a lot of fun together. Baby's good. Date stories though. I'm also just trying to like, sometimes as you're like stalling, you just keep saying things out loud and see if a story comes up. I'm like,
not obvious.
Baby's good. Wife is good. I like this potato thing. I'm still wondering if I'm gonna die. I don't know why the middle is mushy. I would say overall date stories. I'm lactose intolerant, so that's something that is unique. Like once you're married, like you could bring anything up and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But new dating, like it's like, let's just get Chinese food. I don't want to explain it, that I can't have milk,
Yeah.
So I feel like there's definitely times where, all the awkwardness. I also question too. I pointed out to my wife that I feel like I've never been on a date. I kind of feel like I just all of a sudden was in relationships. There was never a period of like we were dating, and they probably were dates, but pre her, I feel like I was just like hanging out, and next thing I know, like I'm in a relationship.
Well, what was your first date like with her? What did you guys do?
Now that you bring it up, that was a date. We had sushi together. So now that you say it, I guess I've been on a date. No, we did, but I just felt like we were hanging out. I wasn't like, I never said, hey, you want to go out? I just was like, we just started eating together, I guess. So no, we met and we met their mutual friend. And so we got connected and I think the first date, which now you see how quick I go from I never been on a date to like, I'm now fully committed to this memorable date with my wife, was sushi in New York City.
Oh, nice.
Oh, see, that's nice. What's your favorite kind of sushi to get?
I like spicy tuna rolls, and my new thing is crispy rice. The crispy rice with the tuna. it's like I feel like this is like a new thing. It's like amazing. I never knew about it up until 5 years ago or something, and now it seems to be popular in a lot of places, but it's very good. It's basically like fried rice. It's like, let's take this healthy rice and make it unhealthy and throw some spicy stuff on.
So
Delicious.
yeah, it's the way to do it. Turn anything healthy unhealthy. That's my
Yeah.
motto.
Oh, hey Shannon, I noticed you're not eating what we're eating.
Yeah.
Shannon, what
yeah.
are you eating?
Thank you so much for asking. So this segment is called Shannon DeVito's the worst cook of all time. Now, I didn't make this one because I would have died. But two, I was trying to think of like a really good story for today, and this actually has nothing to do with me cooking, although it sort of does, because we were supposed to make breakfast and I shouldn't. So we went out and we went to the Cracker Barrel for my cousin's. It was right after my cousin's graduation from college. So we went to the Cracker Barrel in wherever James Madison University is. And we all ordered pancakes, and I ordered plain pancakes because I am a child. And the waiter brings out pecan pancakes, and I was like, no, I don't want these. I want plain ones because I'm a child. And but I said I have an allergy. I just don't like them. So so the lady she goes, oh, okay, fine. So she takes them away 5 more times. They bring out pecan pancakes. I'm not lying to you. This is not an exaggeration. I am not like pretending for comedic effect. This is how many times they brought out those damn pancakes. I did not eat anything because by the time they decided to not bring out pecan pancakes, everyone else was done. So anyway, I'm not allowed around pancakes anymore, which is why I didn't make this.
Fair. That's traumatizing. So
it was.
Is that their default pancake? Is the pecan pancakes?
I've never been back.
Yeah.
Yeah, was that before nut allergies were like you literally can't have, like you would get in big trouble? Was that like before they were on the forefront?
I think nut allergies have always kind of, if you murder someone with a
yeah,
nut.
Yeah.
Airlines were all about murdering through peanuts back in the day. Here's a peanut.
Yeah. Some restaurants take it more seriously, but like if you said you had a nut allergy, they should not, like someone could have called the authorities if they brought you pecans again.
Well, it was Virginia, and also
perhaps, yeah.
I don't think they cared. And it was also Cracker Barrel, so I think the combo of the two.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you don't touch or eat them, like you'll be fine, and you can see a pecan. Like you can't. They can't be like, oh, this is a plain pancake. Like you'll notice.
You look between the pancakes and it's lousy with pecans.
Yeah, like the double dare pancakes. Like that's the flag.
Oh yeah.
Like fall out like rocks tumbling.
And also, it sounds like we're all pecan and not pecan on this show.
Oh, that's a great question. Wait, you said pecan? What did you say,
I say pecan.
Okay. Nick, what do you say?
Pecan.
Nice. Cool.
I feel I'm not fancy enough to pull off a pecan.
Yeah, that's what I always check myself because I'm from Delco and I've tried to say that once and everyone looked at me like, why are you saying that?
Get out of this house and never come back.
You don't belong here.
I wonder if there's a dividing line in the country of like where pecan turns into pecan.
No. Is it like the Mason-Dixon? I don't know.
It's England.
Oh, the Atlantic Ocean.
It's Antarctica.
They say in Antarctica.
Yeah. They say both. It depends if you're on the east or west and Antarctica.
Sure.
They're so different, I hear.
we joke, but that's actually one place I would love to go before I die is Antarctica.
Damn.
I would love to take an adventure and go. I think I know somebody. I think a friend of mine actually went on a cruise to Antarctica.
Oh.
Like they have them. It's not, I'm probably getting the story wrong, but she went on some kind of trip to Antarctica.
That would be cool. I mean,
I would love that.
Penguins.
Yeah, right. Whales and stuff.
just brutal
Santa was the
cold.
other one, right?
For what now?
Santa's not in Antarctica.
Oh
right?
no, Santa's at the Arctic, not the
Oh.
Antarctic. Yeah.
Nic's the expert though, so we'll have
Hey,
to.
I'm the expert in both. I've been in my share of Christmas movies, and I've worked for Santa, and I currently live in Antarctica. So it's like, any way around it, I'm the guy in this subject.
Wait, I want to bring this up because I was like sending a bio and like your website to Ralph, and up popped Santa Paws 2. Were you in fact in Santa Paws 2? Beautiful.
I was in, Santa Buddies, Santa Paws 2. I was in
Oh my God.
quite a few. Puppy Star Christmas. I've been in a lot. You want to dance in a talking dog movie? I'm your guy here. Yeah. No, they're so fun to do.
Oh my God, I'm binging all of them, and you're a hero. Right?
So how many Christmas movies have you been in?
I've been in 4, actually.
Well,
Just
5.
the ones with dogs.
just
4 Christmas movies with dogs, and then
But
also
like total.
I was in one more where I played Elvis, completely unrelated, but it was a Christmas movie.
what?
Amazing.
What?
Oh, it's amazing. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Have you
What's
ever
that
done
one
a
called?
Hallmark movie?
I've never done a Hallmark movie.
Oh man.
Hallmark.
Hallmark.
Next stop, Hallmark Christmas movie with the dog.
With a dog.
You know what? I got a French bulldog, and she would be great for a Hallmark, movie. I think she's not good at following directions, and she sleeps a lot.
We would
But
love her.
she's a good dog.
She'd steal our hearts for sure.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh man.
All right.
Yeah,
Is-
ready for questions?
Is it time to get into the questions?
I
Yeah.
think it's time for questions.
Wait, but can I bring one thing up about the potato
Yes,
thing?
please.
So, first of all, I have some photos and some, a little bit of video of me in the struggle that I was in.
Shut up.
The grading process. I've never graded before. I honestly didn't even know what a grader was. My wife is an amazing cook, and she does like high level cooking and following instructions, and I'm more like a improvisational, like stir fry guy, like throw veggies in, a little soy sauce, but so the grading process was so hard. I took the potato, and it was just like, I feel like my arm was going to come off. It was it was ridiculously hard. I have so much respect for chefs and people that have to do that a lot. It's like amazing how hard that was.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's like very tedious work. And the potatoes, like I found out if you grate them very finely, they'll turn brown immediately. So don't do that. Get a little
that happened
grate on there. Did you do that? Yeah.
You know what? That's probably what the flour's for, to stop them from turning brown.
Oh,
That just popped into my head. You're right.
does that do it?
I don't know, because mine turned brown too.
I looked online and they said you could add lemon juice, but I didn't know if that would affect the flavor. I assumed it would. But to stop the oxidation process, apparently you can add lemon juice. But since we're hardcore going by this Nancy Drew cookbook, I didn't want to veer off the beaten path too much. All right, so this is our world famous Cookbook Obscura questionnaire, Nic. So what is your best food memory?
The best food memory, I would say I got to go somewhat recently. My wife and I went on vacation to Spain 2 weeks ago, and we had paella in this market that was kind of like a farmer's market. And it was so good. I'm like, everything about it was just like, you're eating this seafood, and it was so good. I love Spain. The food was great everywhere, but that was a great food memory. Recent.
That's awesome.
Oh,
I love that.
Is that like, besides Antarctica, would that be the place where you would like to retire, is Spain?
Yeah. Well, once I'm done with my penguin fishing, which is what I do for a living in Antarctica, Yeah. I love Spain. I just love it. I got to do a play there, crazily enough, in Madrid, years ago, and I loved it then. And this is the first time I went to Barcelona, and I love it. I don't speak Spanish, so that would be a little hard for me.
That was my next question.
I'm like a 30s cartoon character. I got to be with like my hands. I'm like, Can I get
Okay, what is your favorite unsolved mystery?
unsolved mystery? I would say why I'm living in Antarctica. I mean, that's like one of the things I'm really wondering about. A lot of people are asking. They say it's so difficult for you to get places. And I'm like, I know, but I need to be here. I would say the Hoffa, the Hoffa story is
That's
gotta
a
be
good
up
one.
there. Jimmy Hoffa. I mean, it's just so crazy because there's so many layers where it could have been the mob, it could have been the government, it could have been, and why no one has been able to find him. All
Yeah.
these.
That's if anybody doesn't know, and help me fill in the blanks, Nick, but he was a Teamster union guy,
Yep.
something like that. And
President Teamsters.
he pissed off the wrong people, and the mob and the government were like gunning for him for some reason. And he went to a meeting at a diner one day, and that's the last anybody saw of him. And a lot of people think he's like inside one of the pylons in a stadium somewhere, in a football stadium. Like he's
in New York,
concrete.
Giant Stadium.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
That's a good one. That's the first time we've had Jimmy Hoffa on the show.
All right. Another kind of crime related question. If someone you love was in prison, what food would you hide a file in?
I would say Chinese food. I love Chinese food. I would want, I'm a Kung Pao chicken fan.
Oh, nice.
And I feel like, everybody needs Kung Pao chicken, especially if you're in prison. And I kind of feel like it would also be crazy to sneak that in if I have to, like, in my pockets and you're just sweating. You're like trying to sneak it in and you're like, cayenne pepper all over the place.
Right.
But
Spicy file.
you just smell like Chinese food all the way through. And you're like, oh, did somebody stop by Panda Express? And you're just like, no. And then you gotta like creep in. And then I love Chinese food.
I love it. I love it.
Do you eat the spring rolls that come with everything? Are you a spring roll guy?
I'm not really. I'm more like I like the the dishes, and I got, in fairness, kind of more American Chinese style versus like authentic. I don't really love a ton of seafood and dumplings, so I like more noodles and stuff that Kung Pao.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
not
like it'd be very boring in China, and people are like, exotic dishes. I'd be like, I don't know.
And you'd be kicked out of the country immediately. Get out.
Yeah.
Back to Antarctica.
Back to Antarctica. On Santa's sleigh, I leave. That's the plot of my
By talking dogs.
Turning our attention to breakfast, if you were a breakfast cereal, which one would you be and why?
I feel like I'd be Cheerios. I'm just like, I'm boring. I'm I'm able to, just get the job done, but no craziness, I'm reliable, yeah, I could teach you how to swim, it's like you need it. And it just, I like Cheerios too. And my daughter is now starting to like Cheerios at 2. And so we eat Cheerios together.
Aw, that's so cute.
That's a good, I know a ton of people who have done that with their kids when they're growing up, because Cheerios are like easy for kids to eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they get the job done.
They get the job done. It's like when,
Healthy.
because you know what? It's like it's just there, you know, and you're like, I don't know, we're gonna have eggs again, and you're like, let's just have Cheerios, you know. You're like, it's just easy. You don't have to think about it. You're not really gonna love it, but you'll eat it, and you're, you know.
Cheerios, if you're listening, we've come up with some great taglines. It's the job done. It's there.
If you want to learn how to swim the butterfly and be able to live and survive in Antarctica, Cheerios.
Cheerios. It's the job done.
There we go. Just pulling that sound clip, sending it right over.
Do you put sugar on your Cheerios, or you just eat them
I
healthily?
with like, yeah, sometimes with berries, and then
Oh, very healthy.
soy milk, but I actually like am wildly wasteful with it because I just like it so that it's not so dry. I don't really drink the milk. I use it more as like a, you know,
The vessel.
something, and then kind of like I'm almost like dumping the milk out before I eat it. Like I'm better than it. I don't know. I
So
just,
there.
you know what? I don't like milk.
Well, for good reason, yeah.
Another good tagline, milk, I'm better than you.
That's actually a commercial for lactate pills.
Oh, perfect.
I'd buy them. All right. Number 5. What is your, do you guys have like a favorite family recipe or dish that you guys used to cook together?
We're really big into stir fry, you know, and kind of Asian dishes. My wife and I, that's like my favorite kind of food. So we make a lot of stuff like that, you know, stir fry. We went to Thailand and we learned how to, you know, we took a cooking class in Thailand, and I completely forgot. And it's so hard to get all the ingredients, but that was really fun to make.
Oh,
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'd love for you to start a podcast where you just tell people how to keep a relationship going, because it sounds like you know what you're doing.
You know.
I mean, you have a lot of
really.
projects, but
You live in Antarctica, and then there's nowhere to go but with me.
Gets the job done. Cheerios.
Gets the job done. Cheerios.
I'm better than that.
Nick, we're careening towards the end of the podcast. Probably the end of the whole podcast.
I ruined it.
You ruined everything.
Come live with me in Antarctica. We can all join. We can become Antarctican farmers.
Antarctican farmers. If anybody would like to follow you, connect with you on social media, see your projects, this is your chance to plug everything you got.
Yes, you could follow me at Nic Novicki on all social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I have a TikTok account, but I don't go on. I'm new to that one. But yeah, so you could find out about comedy shows, projects I'm doing. It'll also link you to the Easterseals Disability Film Challenge. And you could go separate to that at Disability Film Challenge. You could see amazing films. Shout out Shannon DeVito, nominated Best Actor this year. Her film that both you guys worked on and did such a great job 2 years in a row, nominated. And you guys are just so talented. And this has been so fun to be on.
Oh, thank you.
The minute this ends, I'm throwing out the rest of these potatoes. They're going right in the.
Your health is more important.
Yeah, don't die on stage, you know, not because of these pancakes.
It's, you know what, I would eat it even not. It's just the mushy part in the middle is like the part that's like, you're just like, I can't, you know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think raw potatoes won't kill you, but like, you don't want a cold, mushy, like.
Yeah. Aubrey or Shannon, any short final thoughts about anything that's happened today?
I think we all survived this recipe. I And yeah, thank you, Nick. Nick does such good work, and like it's a pleasure being a part of the Easterseals Disability Film Challenge. Everyone's like hanging out and meeting up, and it's so cool, and like it's always something to look forward to. It's really fun. So thanks, Shan, for letting me be a part of it. It's just been really awesome.
Thanks for being part of it.
I have my fry. You can't release. I have fry socks on right now, so I'm always trolling Nick with the Cindy and Piper. I'll never stop. I'm sorry, Nick.
I love that. That was such a great movie. I love that.
Oh, thank you. It was a friendship rom-com about McDonald's, so kind of our MO.
Can't go wrong with that.
And Ralph is the villain, so we're all represented.
And I highly recommend you watch that movie and watch it fully. In the end credits, I am pointed out about my lack of, if you think I'm bad with instructions on potatoes, picture me, dealing with 1,000 people and a lot of emails. I am not the greatest at grammar. So what did you, I forget exactly what you said or what you caught me with. What was it?
Oh, so every year, Nick sends out the challenge, like information. And in it, one of the things he includes is like, there's a theme and a genre every year. And one of the things he includes is the genre and like type movie examples from said genre. And last year was the superhero genre. And so he included a bunch of movies, Avengers and all the normal ones. And he also included Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, because I believe the year before that was like buddy films or whatever.
Yeah.
And he didn't take it out. And so I was like, well, guess what? And so I wrote an entire film making fun of that. Thanks for being such a good sport about it.
No,
it really did make me laugh. And I know you deal with so much stuff. You deal with stuff all day long and millions of emails, and you send out 100 million emails and deal with 100 million questions. And I was being such a jerk. And I appreciated you being such a good sport.
I thought it was funny. It just was like, I also was like, I missed it, honestly, too. My attention to detail is not like, I'm not the king at that. So until you pointed it out, and then once I saw it, I was like, oh, that's so funny. It was great. Perfect.
Oh boy. And on that note, on that nice remembrance, we'll bring this episode to a close. Thank you, Nick, for being here. Thanks everybody for listening, and please remember to eat responsibly. Have a nice night, everybody. Good night.